Hi. So ever since I quit my internship, like roughly a month ago, I've been just, living my life, right? I've just been taking the time to sort of like recover my mental health and draw more. But the thing is, even though I'm drawing more, I don't really find myself feeling more fulfilled with my creative practice. I'm a very impatient person. And so for me, I find it really hard to see an art piece all the way through. If you look through my Procreate gallery, you'll see that I have a lot of like half-finished like line arts and like colorings. Like I would tend to, like a lot of like half-finished color mock-ups as well, because like I don't like to, I guess, go through the cycle of seeing things all the way through, because I feel like if I force myself to sit down and take my time with finishing something, I feel like I'm regressing in a way. It's like if I spend a lot of time focusing on drawing the plants, finishing the colors, I feel that my ability to draw faces and anatomy somehow regresses. And it's often true, because after I finish all these little details and I try to draw faces again, lo and behold, I did regress a little bit. Not really regress, just a bit rusty. The thing is, right, it's one thing to say that you want to go fast, that you want to finish things quickly. But it's also another thing to say that while also saying that because you spend too little time on a piece, on an idea, you don't feel invested in the idea. So that means, ironically, because I finished the thing too quickly, because I advanced in the illustration too quickly, I don't have the time to form like an emotional connection to the piece that I'm working on, which means, again, I don't actually finish the thing that I'm doing. So there's a lot of like, so I've yet to really find like a happy medium between going too fast or going too slow. And because of this, I find myself in this creative rut almost, where nothing I draw makes me happy. And even if I do finish something, I just look at it and I feel, wow, it's okay. I don't really feel like, wow, this is amazing like I used to. I just feel like, wow, well, I finally got this over with. So, what now? What am I going to do now? I'm starting this project. Thing is, another bit of context about me, since I've mentioned that I'm impatient. I cannot do like long projects. I've always wanted to make comics, but every time I tried, it just didn't work, because I don't have like the patience to see long form projects through. But I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted a long form project to show off like what I can do as an artist. So cue this idea, okay? So I want to create an art book of sorts. I want to create an art book with illustrations, with like just filled with like fully done up, fully rendered illustrations of hot men surrounded by very colorful fruits and flower arrangements, as well as animals. I want it to be very nature themed. The men in question, I'm going to draw like the older whitebeard pirates, because I am, for some reason, very attracted to them. And since I've been drawing them a lot, I feel like this is what I get for simping for men twice my age. Now, why do I insist on this being a book and not like any other thing? Well, it's because I love getting my art printed on real physical mediums. So last year, for example, I've printed a notebook. I've made a whole video on it, which you can view somewhere. I'll link it somewhere. But like, I've documented the whole process of me drawing this, and printing it out, and like me even like collecting the damn thing. So you can check it out if you wish. I made it last year in December. And even though this notebook is kind of pricey and the edges are like kind of fraying a little bit, this is by far one of my favorite things that I own. I use this notebook as a nothing burger journal, where like I just journal sometimes. I also write like updates for social media, like what do I want to post, how do I want to like schedule things, stuff like that. I am obsessed with having my art occupy real space in this world. I love it. I get so tempted and I foam at the mouth thinking about the kinds of merch I could make with my drawings. So, why a book specifically? I didn't realize I've yet to answer that question. But yes, I want to make a book because I feel like making a book is it'll be a really huge challenge, but also a challenge that I think I can find a lot of freedom in. With book design, I feel like there's a lot of ways to design page layouts to create a reading experience that is pleasurable and thought-provoking for the reader. I want to experiment with having double page spreads. Like the first illustration that I'm working on for this book project is in fact a double page spread. I also really want to play with the idea of having like maybe two illustrations together side by side. I'm also thinking about having like one page that's just full illustration and then the accompanying page would just be like little assets and some copy. Alternatively, I could also have like maybe like an illustration on one side but then like an element from the illustration sort of crawling over to the next page. That could also be a lot of fun to design, albeit very tricky, but that sounds a lot of fun to do as well, and I want to try something like that. Essentially what I'm getting at here is that I want to design a book that is fun, pleasurable to read, but I also want every choice that goes into like the graphic design, into the page layout. I want every choice in that book to be an artistic one that reflects my creativity, and that the active graphic design itself is an art choice as well. It's an artistic choice. And I want this book to emanate with my creativity and my style and my sensibilities. In case you haven't inferred it already, this is a fan project, so I have no intention of actually like selling this to anyone, unlike my shit postcards. I have no intention of selling it, so I believe this is the way to have like complete freedom, right? Complete artistic freedom to just draw whatever I want, to print it however I want. And I want to take advantage of this creative freedom to create something that I can be proud of, that I can use as part of my portfolio to say, hey, look, I know graphic design, hey, look, I know merch design, and I can see a project from start to finish, both to potential people looking at my resume and also myself. I want to give myself self-confidence, and I also want this opportunity to build a body of work that is a very clear representation of the stuff I like, of the stuff that I like drawing, and that gets me going, both in a horny way and also creatively. We're kind of serious about this, guys. So, specifically for the book itself, I'm thinking of drawing 5 men. No, sorry, how many men am I drawing? I think 5, right? Yeah, 5 men in rotation. So I'm thinking of making 30 artworks. I want it to be equal, and I also don't want to impose like too much on what I can do. At the bare minimum, I want every one of my men to have at least one double page spread, so it'll be like fair for everyone. I don't want to put too many like hard limits on myself as to like the themes that I'm going for, as long as every illustration is kind of horny and has like some sort of natural element in it, like fruits, flowers, animals. It's fine. I don't really care. By the end of it, I intend on making this like a free digital download for you. I intend on making like a whole separate website for this, so you can just download like the zine or the book and just read it for fun. It'll be watermarked obviously, but I don't intend on like making real money out of this, beyond just like printing costs in case people actually want to buy it. But the whole thing will be free because I want my art to be easily accessible for you, so we can be horny together. Okay, yes. And last but not least, thank you so much for like watching this video all the way through. I don't know whether or not I'll actually go through with such a huge project, but I just know that at the very least, I want to do this. I want an art book full of my art. And I want to, you know, have something tangible to share with people, right? Something cool. I hope you enjoyed, like, with the little sneak peeks that I've shown you with the first, like, double page spread that I'm working on. I'll elaborate more in the next video while I actually start coloring it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one, stay safe, and hope to see you around. Bye bye.